everyone. I'm sure we're going to get this all figured out eventually, right? We should be live. So if you're there and you can say hello to us, say hello to us. So anyways, welcome to our weekly edition of Think and Grow Rich Mastermind. We're on the chapter Desire. If you happen to have our version of the book, you can actually follow along. It starts on page 33. So I think we're missing somebody, but maybe he'll show up. He usually does. But anyways, welcome, Karin.
Welcome.
Hello from, did you just say, yes, you are live. Is that you saying that, Eric? Or we have a new thing too with the chat where I can actually see it. So is that where you live, Eric? I'll introduce Eric Keys. Now, do you live in Alpharetta, Georgia? Is that where that is?
No.
Okay, well, there's somebody here from there that's saying hello. So maybe they're saying,
hey, what's going on?
hey. And the hello, you are live. Was that you? Or?
No, I said it. I didn't chat it. So
okay, we've got people saying we're live and people saying hello. So hello, great to have you here. So we've got Eric Keys, I just mentioned, who is actually in Georgia, and Karin Gadernick that's on this. I actually have somebody I haven't talked to in ages telling me that they're on here. Oh, hey, Mike Coolis. Hi, Mike Coolis.
I just had to try it out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there you go. Hello from Austria. Yeah. Okay, so
hello.
Yeah, you can tell if you're following us right now that some of the technology that we're using is brand new. And I don't know, but I think maybe at least I am a little bit excited about it because it's actually working. I screwed it up a few times, but it can only get better, right? Which you know, again, I want to get back before we get too much into the book. But I just want to point out that we all have a burning desire to make this work,
right?
Even though that we are occasionally screwing it up, we're not going to stop. We're not going to go back to the idea of stopping 3 feet from gold. It's not happening. Nope. We're going to get the gold. And hopefully everybody that comes along is going to pick something up and help them get to the goal. So, and hello, Roman Mamalega. I know Roman quite well. And Deborah-Lee Emberly. Hi, Deborah-Lee Emberly. But anyways, Karin, all the way from Austria. It's interesting. She's not all the way from Austria. She's in Austria, but it's quite fascinating. Like there's a 6-hour difference. And I don't know how many thousands of miles that is, but it's a long way away. Like you've been to California. How long does it take to fly from Austria to California?
No, it depends where in California, but if you take San Francisco, for example, it's about 11 hours from Germany. So 11 hours also from Vienna.
You would have to have a burning desire to want to go to California to spend 11 hours on an airplane.
Oh yes, you need a burning desire for that, yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the book. This is I would think probably the most important chapter in the entire book. Is if you don't have a burning desire, you don't have a reason for anything that you're doing. You're just wishing that something good's going to change. Well, it's not. And we get back into talking about Barnes right from the beginning. He had a burning desire to work with Edison. And I love some of the stuff that I'll just read some of the stuff that says right here, but pardon the glasses, but he jumped on that freight train and headed there. And it said, this is part I like. He says he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. Right. And that's the king. That's the gist of a lot of this is, that burning desire inside. He already saw himself working with Edison. And, he didn't have the means to get there on, the normal way. He jumped on a freight train to get there. That's a burning desire. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to jump on a freight train to get where you want to go, but maybe you do. I can look back at some of the things that I've done, and I didn't jump on a freight train, but I look back and think, wow, I actually did that. Mm-hmm. Like, I mentioned even in the last call about being a bus driver and going into real estate. I had to have a burning desire. I don't think I had a burning desire to go into real estate. I had a burning desire not to be a bus driver. Right. And again, I don't have a problem with bus drivers. I still have lots of friends that are bus drivers. It just wasn't for me. But I had to have a burning desire to take that leap, because I went from a fixed income to no income. And it was scary. And, at the time, I think I mentioned already that, again, Deborah here keeps sending me messages. She can't get on the call, but I can't go to Messenger to tell her where to go. So anyway, sorry. Next time, but you can get the recordings. Anybody's watching, if you didn't make it, there is a recording. So, which reminds me, I'm going to need another one. You guys are supposed to tell me this stuff.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Lee, are you recording?
Anyways, so I was talking about, the burning desire. That's the key is, let's think of some things that, maybe either two of you that you can look back and say you had a burning desire to make a change. Somebody want to start, or?
Ladies first.
You always do that, don't you?
Oh,
Hey,
thank you, Eric. Thank you. So yes, the burning desire, I had this burning desire, and that was a point in my life where I changed everything. I had my 3 kids. I was married. I lived in Vienna, and we had a beautiful apartment, and I had everything. I had the financial security. I had everything I needed for my kids, everything for living, but something was missing in my life. And I knew I don't want this anymore. I had no idea what it could be. And then I came in touch with the horses again. I had a few years where I had no contact with these animals, and I made a certification, coaching certification, many certifications. And then the burning desire came up. I had no idea, but that was my burning desire, to bring it out in the world, to make the world a better place.
Yeah, and you're doing exactly that.
And that's what I'm doing now. And I changed everything. I got divorced. I moved with my 3 kids to another place. And I can tell you, within 3 months, I had a place in school for all the 3 kids. I had a job. I had a house I could rent. And I just did it, and when I look back, sometimes I think, okay, somebody, something took me by the hand and took me in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't know how this all happened. Of course, now I know, but at this time, I didn't know what happened at all. And that's it. If you have a burning desire, I knew I want to make this coaching business. I want to make the world a better place. And I want to do it all together with the horses. And that was all. That was my big picture. And I can tell you, it's wonderful if the universe takes you by the hand, if the source leads you in the right direction, you get the right impulses, and you see the next door, and you meet the right people at the right time, that you have the feeling of, I am the right person on the right place at the right time.
Somebody just wished you a happy birthday, by the way. In case you're wondering.
Oh, thank you.
So it's obvious that again, in thinking of Rich, talking about Barnes having a burning desire to work with Edison, and he did it, and you did the same thing with what you're doing today, and you're doing a fabulous job. We were talking about the number of people that are following you and things like that, and it's actually really quite incredible. So you've gone from burning those bridges behind you, which happened to be a man at the time, and you took your family, got a place to live, got working and things like that, and now you're actually on an international call talking about burning desires, which is pretty incredible if you think about it. Like, and Edison, or sorry, Barnes did the same thing with Edison. He didn't just go and work with Edison. His burning desire was to partner with Edison. And that's exactly what he ended up doing. In fact, I think there's a lot of people out there would tell you that Edison wouldn't have been Edison without Barnes. So, there's a lot of fabulous things about that. And that's the beautiful thing about this. And, something we all always keep talking about is our job is the what, right? So our job is that burning desire.
Yeah.
And then you just have to start moving, and this universe, God, divine, whatever you want to call it, is going to show you the path. And it has, and it did with Carr, and it did with me. And Eric, now that you're the gentleman and you let the lady go first, I know you've got some things that you've done, because I was around when you did it. So
yeah, absolutely. It's happened quite a few times for me. So, the first time, the first big time, was when I walked away from, the school district where, I had a good job. I was known in the community. People thought I was crazy, but I knew that there was something in me that I had more to give to the world. And so as a result, my story is very much like Karin, in that, I literally just walked away from everything. We moved to a different place. We had young kids. I was extremely blessed and fortunate to have a wife who supported me, because not many women would go through what we went through. They wouldn't sign up for it for sure. But just to say, hey, listen, we're going to walk away from everything, because I feel like God has more for me to do. That's a lot. That's more than a lot. And so, we moved to a completely different area where we knew not a soul, and just started completely from scratch. And again, just been extremely blessed to move into different directions. So moved from Athens, Georgia to Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. And then after that move, got involved with a couple companies that were not the perfect fit for me. They were just part of the journey, if you will. And so I think the thing that I really want to point out is, a lot of us think that it's a straight line from point A to point B, but if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? So just believing that you're going to go, straight into, and a lot of us set goals. Hey, I want to make this amount a month, but sometimes you don't understand that you have to slow down and speed up. And so sometimes you're going to go backwards 10 steps in order for you to, and that's when you're going to learn the most that you need to learn. That's when you get catapulted to the next level. But most of us, we say we have a burning desire, but when the desire starts to really burn us, we want to get the hell out of there. We're like, I don't know about this. I got to go get a job or whatever. And that's why it's so important to have the right people around you who understand the burning desire and understand that all of that is part of the journey. Because, I had a mentor, not just Lee, but also had another mentor who would literally just call me up from time to time and say, don't quit. I mean, they would, the phone ring, I'd pick the phone up. It was always when I needed it the most. Yeah. The universe will always provide for you when you need it the most. So when I needed it the most, there were a couple of times I was actually on Indeed looking for a job. And he would call me and say, literally just, I pick up the phone and say, hey man, how you doing? My voice be all down and everything else. And I wanted to, cry and share my sob story. And he's like, don't quit, and hang the phone up. But that's all of that pours gas on the flame, right? That's that burning desire. You have to know that this is the journey for you. And it's just that it's all part of the journey, and that's really what it's about, is the journey. It's not necessarily about the destination. It's the person you become throughout the journey. And once you get that burning desire and you keep going, you keep moving, you just refuse to stop. That's how I own a real estate school right now, because I went through trials and tribulations. And people didn't fulfill promises that they promised to me and things of that nature. But those, again, that's all part of the journey. And, without going through that, I wouldn't be in the spot where I am to be able to help other people and to, you know, to help coach other individuals into the next level. And so, man, I'm so grateful for every part of it. I'm so grateful for the desire, because I know, you know, that the desire in me now is just growing and getting even bigger than what it was in the past. And knowing where I'm going and how I'm going to be able to help people is phenomenal for me. So I'm so grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity as well. It's
You know, what's
exciting.
interesting too is, you know, we were talking earlier before we came on the call that, you know, there's an energy or vibration to that desire that goes out into the universe. Like I know, like with you, Eric, you're in the real estate. You know, basically, you have a school where you're teaching people to become real estate people or agents, and you know, I can tell just by the people that are following you to the Elevate network that obviously they're following you. And they're following your desire to help them. And the same thing with Karin. Karin's got, we were joking earlier that Karin actually has a little bit more people than Eric. Not that there's a competition, right? But you think about the same thing. We're talking about Austria, right? And these people are following Karin to the Elevate network. You know, so, you know, it's that desire inside of you. And then if you think about it, like we're all here because I had a desire to create something as well. And from that desire, other people are saying, yeah, I want to be part of that as well. So it works. And I can think of times, you know, in my own life where I was thinking it wasn't going to work. But that's when you have to keep going. And, you know, you're going to get people that are going to try to encourage you to quit. I still get that. I still, after all these years of doing what I'm doing, I've published a couple of books and I have clients around the world, and I still have people telling me, oh, I bet you wish you still were driving a bus. Something, what? No, I don't. You know, they don't get it. You know, they should be on this call and listening to us talking about what we're learning from Napoleon Hill. Like, you know, we're talking about something that was written 1937. Like, it's brilliant. And yet you got people today that still don't understand. You know, and that's the thing. It's, you know, you got to have that desire and you just have to never quit. And I learned I actually learned more about Think and Grow Rich from Bob Proctor, but it's kind of fun to go back and actually start studying Think and Grow Rich again. And I see it completely differently. But again, that Bob Proctor to me was a burning desire. You know, his material changed my life. And I had a burning desire that I wanted to be able to work with him and be next to him. And I did that. I've been certified twice. I've been to his house, you know, and yes, the whole world misses him, but everything he taught still here. You know, we're talking about him right now. And that's the same thing as, you know, like we're talking about Edison and Barnes because they had burning desires. You know, before we got on the call, we were talking about Elon Musk is in the news a lot.
Yeah.
South Africa, that, you know, Tesla, he's putting rockets out into space, the satellites, and, you know, he's working on all kinds of different things. He wants to offer Wi-Fi to the entire world, wants to put up a satellite system and things like that, which, you know, allow people to connect worldwide, talk to each other worldwide. It's, you know, fascinating things, but obviously there's a burning desire inside. You know, some people say he's a little odd, but you know what? Yeah, he's odd compared to the average person. I think he's brilliant. Right? So, you know, it doesn't strike me as being odd to me. I think we should all be like that. We can fix everything if we all like that, right? And that's you know, I think that's a lot of what, you know, it doesn't matter what you want. Like you don't have to be Elon Musk. You could have a burning desire to see your children live an incredible life. That's okay. Right? That's, you know, you have a burning desire to have your children live a better life than maybe you did. That's okay. You know, I unfortunately don't have children, but I'm pretty confident that both of your children are doing really well. I've met some of them, not all of them. Actually, I've met one of Karin's and both of yours, and I met your son. I didn't meet your daughter. These are happy kids. You know, if you ever get a chance to meet Teresa, is Karin's daughter, like they're twins. It's like holy, wow, right? Like, there's no doubt whose daughter that is. We have a Facebook user that said that they travel. It doesn't say who they are, so sorry I can't say your name, but traveled 4 days alone to another place. It took me a year to get that into my mind that I would do it. And you can and will do anything you set your soul to. You're absolutely right. Sorry, I don't know your name.
Absolutely right.
I also want to just welcome, let's see, we got Larry Daniels, who is a certified Napoleon Hill instructor. And he's agreeing that, yes, desire is the starting point of all achievement. And it is. If you don't have a place that you want to go, then you're kind of lost.
Yep.
And, you get a lot of people that, wishful thinking. Oh, it's me, Deb. Is that Deborah?
Yeah.
Eberly? I can't speak today. One of the things too, I've been working so hard on what we've been doing. I don't sleep. I can't remember last time I slept like 8 hours. So I'd be lucky if it's 4 or 5. Like yes, it is Deb. Hi, Deb. You got on. Excellent. So I've known Deb for quite some time. Wonderful lady. She actually lives in the Durham region where I was. I'm not there temporary at the moment, but I'm going back. Anyways, hi, Deb. But the idea of sleeping, like, I don't care. Like, I'll wake up and all I do is reach over, look at my phone, see what time it is, and I'll say 4 o'clock and say, close enough. And I get up. Occasionally I will maybe take a nap in the middle of the afternoon if I can, but that's only because I just can't stay awake. But I'd be surprised if I get 4 or 5 hours sleep every single night. And I'm seeing it. I can see the bags under my eyes. I'm gonna
Only you.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So anyways, hi, Deb in Saskatchewan. Anyway, Canadians, right? They're all over there. This is a big country. But I got to find somebody. Actually, if there's somebody on the call that knows how to get rid of the bags under my eyes, let me know. I have a burning desire to remove these bags from under my eyes. So the first thing I'm going to say is, you need a burning desire to get some sleep. But I can't, because my other burning desire is much stronger than my sleep burning desire is. So if they're us, I'm getting told tea bags. See, what a wonderful situation this is, that we can sit and mastermind ideas based on some incredible information that's provided to us and get answers from people all around, right?
Instantaneously. You get instant answers too, right?
I know, it's fantastic. Right? So that's a wonderful thing. Like, you think about, like, even what we're doing right now, like somebody's burning desire was to create this. Like, we're using Zoom, but we're also using another program that allows us to broadcast not just on one Facebook. Like, it's actually going many different places at the moment. And you can tell because it's showing me that on the screen over here, which again, that's something that's new to, to us, even because we didn't have it last time we were on here. But somebody must have had a burning desire or saw that there was a desire for a product. And then they must have had a burning desire to fulfill that need and created these programs. And here we are today talking to people around the world about a burning desire. So anybody that's watching or following along, like, I want to just stress the fact that if you have something in your heart that you want, I think you owe it to yourself and you owe it to everyone, really, to pursue it. Because something, someone, whatever you want to refer to it, put that there. And it's our job, our higher spirit. Yep. It's interesting. I'm having a conversation with 2 people on the screen, but I'm also having a conversation with a whole whack of them. Yeah. But it is nice to know that people are actually listening to us. So hello, everybody who's listening to us.
Perfect.
But that's the thing is we're here to pursue something. If you're not pursuing something, you're not going to be very happy, right? And yes, it can be scary because we're going to get into that when we get more into subconscious and things like that. But yes, it's going to be scary.
But, yes.
But the key is it's worth it. Like, it can be. I can think back at times when, geez, I wish I hadn't done what I did. But now I look back and thinking, oh my God, am I glad I did? Yep. Because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have these wonderful people to sit and have a conversation with if I hadn't done it. Yep. That's the fact. So it's going to be scary, right? But you got to do it anyways. Follow that dream. Everybody has one. It gets suppressed a lot. a lot of times that comes from, the environment you grew up in. You got people that are basically instilling their dream on you, or what they believe that your dream should be. Like I got friends that are musicians that, very talented musicians, and they're told often by family and friends that, why don't you go get a job? Which,
Yeah.
it'd be really a shame to lose that talent, and that's what happens, right? So.
I have a story I want to share with that. Well, first and foremost, before you even said what you just said, I wrote on my notepad, you can't run from your gift.
Run from your guilt, is that what you said?
Gift.
Oh, right. Yes.
You can't run from your gift. Like I think that's a lot of times what people don't realize is that it keeps showing itself to you. Like it's going to show itself over and over and over and over again until you answer the call or until you die. But it's going to keep showing itself to you. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't answer the call because, like I remember I was working on my master's in 1999, and we had to do a classroom presentation. So we do this presentation, and because I'm a taller guy, people always think that, well, they always used to think that I was just a dumb jock, not knowing that I actually went to Clemson on academics. So I'm in this master's program, and we do a presentation, and this lady speaks my gift out loud to me. After the presentation, we were walking to the car, and she said, "Eric, you're a motivational speaker. Like you have the voice, you have the look, you have everything." And that was 1999, and I didn't start speaking to people until 10, 15 years later. But it keeps showing itself. And I remember, Lee, I don't even know if you remember this, but when we first started out, you asked me my goals and things of that nature. And you said, your words to me were, some people want to do this. Some people have to do this. Eric, you need to do this. Like, this is your gift. This is who you are. Yeah. And I ran from it. I ran from it for years, even after you and I started talking. But again, you can't run from your gift, y'all. And so for some people, you hang on to what people tell you should be. When you have a desire inside of you to be what your gift is telling you, but you try to suppress it, and you try to, put the gift out, and you try to smother it or whatever you try to do, but you can't run from it. It's going to keep showing itself. And, like I have a buddy who is extremely gifted and talented. But he's doing a job that it provides money for him, but it's not his gift. His gift is ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. But he refuses to get into that gift because he's comfortable, or so he thinks he's comfortable. And I have another friend who used to say his dad told him when he was young, thank goodness his dad told him this. He said, "Son, the worst thing for a great man is a good job."
Yeah,
let me say that one more time. The worst thing for a great person is a good job. And some of us, whether they're watching right now, whether they're going to see it on the replay, I know without a shadow of a doubt that this is coming out of me right now because you do have a burning desire to do something different, but you're not doing it because of fear. And that's really what it boils down to. You have to let your faith be bigger than your fear. And, when you get past the fear, gosh, you have no clue what is on the other side of fear. I mean, and listen, all of us operate with some level of fear. I remember Bob Proctor said, listen, man, even when I'm doing stuff at the level I'm operating right now, I'm still scared when I have to go in front of people and talk and things of that nature, but I do it in spite of the fear. That's what courage really is. Yeah. And so don't think that you're the only person out there who's scared or who's afraid. Man, I wake up every day not knowing what's going to happen. There's a certain level of fear in everything, but you just have to operate, in spite of that fear. Let your desire be bigger than that fear and just go do it. If you mess up, so what? Who cares? Who cares? It's about learning. It's about growing. It's about learning. It's not losing. It's learning. And so we have to look, once we get to that point and get to that level, our life changes forever. I remember talking to another individual that, you know, he was like, man, I can never do what you do because you're an entrepreneur and you're out there doing it and you have to create for yourself. And man, I just need my job. That just scares me to death to be an entrepreneur. And, you know, I was talking back. I said, listen, man, you know what really should scare you is the fact that you could walk into work tomorrow. Your boss could say, you're done. Pack your desk up, leave. And, or even, because I was in human resources and there were times we wouldn't even let people pack their desk up. We would just walk them out. Like they'll walk in and everything was changed. It's like, you no longer work here. Come on, let me walk you out. Right? So that should be more fearful to you. Your job really should be more fearful to you, because if that happens to you, you're in a position where you don't know how to create for yourself. And if you don't know how to create for yourself and you're scrambling trying to figure it out, that is a tough, tough place to be. Trust and believe. I have been there. That ain't what you want.
Yeah.
So answer the call for that desire.
I don't want to interrupt you, but this is kind of fascinating. Is, you know, I've said it and other people have said it, that you actually have a talent for speaking. And I've already mentioned that I've got a chat thing open up here. It hasn't stopped since you started talking. They're even talking to each other, like answering each other, right? So
Right.
there's something that you have something inside of you that relates to people, and it's kind of fascinating. You probably see me keep looking over and looking over.
Yeah. Oh, I have it open. I have it right here. If you see me looking here, I have it open too.
It just keeps going. Like it's. We got to get Eric out speaking, don't we? That's what it is. Right? Somebody's smiling. I think that might be. I don't know. It says Facebook user, but it's fascinating. But you definitely have something inside of you, and it's obvious that people are following you for that reason. And you know, it's a great thing that you're here because you're following your passion. It's a desire that's inside of you. It's important. And even oh, hi Deb. It's Deb. Deb's doing a lot of things. She's actually got some great stuff on it. But I can't read it all. I could sit here all day, all for the entire hour and read it. What's going on on the screen. Anyway, it's good that people are enjoying what we're having to say. It's a good conversation. That's the whole point of masterminds. It's we're not really doing a book study. We're discussing what we're learning from Napoleon Hill and Think and Grow Rich. And anybody who really truly wants to live a better life, and again, no matter what it is, the information in his book is incredible. Like it's but you do have to kind of dig into it. Because I think we mentioned even like in the last episode that we did that it's not that easy to get the first time you read it. And then and the other thing too, like there's a lot of stories. So they're good. I think mostly, and for me, it was to read the stories to think of what's my story. Like he gives a good example of his son that had a problem, couldn't hear. That's an incredible story. There was a burning desire there to try to make the best of it, and they did. Right? And again, that goes back to what's your desire? Like, what do you really want? I got all kinds of notes in here. I'm going to start taking a look at those. Karen, you got anything you want to add? Because I'm trying to figure out what to talk about next.
Yeah, the burning desire. That's what's fascinating, because many people ask me, how can I know what my burning desire is? And a burning desire is something you feel it in your heart. And that's the point when it comes to emotions, how important the emotions are. You feel it, and you feel it in your heart. And if you feel it in your heart and you can't stop thinking about this desire, then you bring yourself on the right vibration. And that's for me so fascinating, because everything is a process, everything grows. And this is the path. When you have a desire, when you feel it in your heart, when you can't stop thinking about this desire and you feel it every day more and more and more, then you're going to have the experience that you have so many synchronicities, that you meet people at the right time, on the right place, that maybe you get a phone call, maybe you go to the internet, you look at Google because you want to show for something, and you find exactly what you need for the next step. And all these synchronicities, yeah, you know what I mean, Eric, you know. And this is so beautiful because it's the path. It's not only to reaching the goal. That's what I can define with the path is the journey. When you get all the synchronicities and when you are on the way to fulfill your burning desire. And this is when you are happy and when you feel it. So yeah, that's the point when emotions come in place. Yeah. How important it is to feel it. If you can't feel it, you can't reach it. You don't go for it. Yeah. And that's how I explain it to the people. They ask me, how can I know what my burning desire is? You feel it. Yeah. Go in a meditation, call on the higher self, sit down and be quiet, and yeah, wait what answers come to you, because it comes to you.
It does.
But
it
I
absolutely
think
does.
in another session to talk
safe
about
to say
the
that,
meditation.
I think it's safe to say that Karen has a gift for speaking as well.
Yeah.
So
Oh, thank you.
I'm sitting here listening to her, and she speaks better English than I do. Synchronicity. I have to think before I actually said that
Man,
word.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I was about to Google that word.
So I think we got a good little team here. We're going through some great stuff, and that's great stuff, Karen. And I'm really, a lot of the stuff we're talking about in the future, like you said, higher self, that's in here that we're going to be coming up with. Even I was just going to bring up let's see. I'll just read it. Yeah, I can't see it anyway, so I see pretty good as long as it's like a foot or two away from me. So,
I see longer arms, man.
I see. Yeah, I need longer arms. That's so. He has these 6 definite practical steps, and this is kind of starts setting us up for auto suggestion, which that's not next week, could be the week after, 2 more weeks, right? So I thought I'd just go through them because I'll just read what he says here. The method of which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent. Again, if anybody has our copy of this, it's on page 36 and starts at line 115. But the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. First is fix your mind exactly on the exact amount of money you desire. Now, it doesn't have to be money, but he's talking about money. It's not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. And that's really, really actually quite important because you need to know where you're going, right? So here's the 6 steps. First, be definite as to the amount. There's a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in subsequent chapters. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. So there's no such reality as something for nothing. Right? That's something I try to help people realize is whatever you put out is coming back. You put something negative out, you're going to get it back. So be careful. Don't treat people badly because you're going to find people that treat you badly.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. I know some people that I've had to learn to forgive over the years. And then it's also, I have to forgive myself for wanting to laugh when I see what happened to them. Right? So I'll do that. Because guess what? That's going out and it's going to come back. Sorry. It's not, I don't want that.
Sorry.
Yeah. I will not laugh any further. Anyways, third, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire, or whatever it is you desire. That's the thing too, is people, they wish. Like they're wishing for something. Well, it's not going to happen if you wish. You have to act. You have to have a destination. Like it's one thing, like, just there's obviously more, but just on that thing, like something I always, when The Secret came out, everybody started making vision boards, which all for. You should have a vision board. But if everything on your vision board is a wish, you're going to be wishing for the rest of your life. You have to have an expectation in your heart. You have to believe it's coming, and you have to act in a manner that's going to take you there. And that's the thing, I think that's kind of along the lines of what he's talking about. You have to have a specific thing that you want. You have to have a definite intent of when you want to have it, things like that. So fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you're ready or not, to put this plan into action. And that's something else too I try to help people understand, is that you just start. You don't need to know how to get all the way to where you want to go. Just start. And as long as you have that burning desire and you're not willing to quit, the path is going to be shown to you. You may have to hit a couple of roadblocks. You may, crash and burn a couple of times, but it's probably part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a true burning desire inside, you're not going to stop. You're going to keep going. And I can attest to that myself because I've been there. So fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. Like, we've got ideas of, we want to elevate the world with what we're working on. Well, if we do that, which I'm very confident we're already doing it, we can have anything we want, because we're showing that anybody out there can have anything they want, and we want to help them do it. So in return, we deserve to have anything we want, because we're putting it out. Right? That's the whole idea of the Elevate Network, is we want to elevate people's lives.
Yep.
Right? So six, once you have that clear, concise statement, number 6 is read your written statement aloud twice daily. Once just before retiring at night, and once after rising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money, or whatever else you want. It could be relationships, it could be health, it could be all kinds of different things. Right? It doesn't matter what you want. But if you follow these, and like, I was mentioning already, this kind of leads up to auto suggestion. That's the idea of, read your written statement aloud twice daily, once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money, or again, whatever it is you want. That's auto suggestion. A lot of people meditate. That's a great time to meditate, because your mind is actually already in a state where you're open to receiving this brand new information. Like during the day, you're too busy. You're caught up in all these different things. It's really hard to do. So first thing in the morning or in the evening is the best time to do that. These are great tools. And I highly recommend people go and even if you I think that, you could read this one chapter, read it over and over and over again, and it can literally change your life. I think it's crazy. Let's see what we got here. Larry, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. Martin Luther King, right?
Amen.
There's a guy, Martin Luther King. Think about it, Martin Luther King Jr. Look what he's done. There's a guy that had a burning desire. There's a guy that risked everything and actually kind of paying a price for it too.
Yep.
But look what he's done.
Yep.
He changed the world, or at least part of the world.
Yep.
Right? Made difference. Like, yeah, there's a guy. That's an excellent. Thanks for sharing that, Larry. By the way, that's an excellent quote from him.
Yep.
Any thoughts on the 6 steps that I just read?
It works, man. I'm telling you, it works. It absolutely works. I know for sure. It's funny how once you start doing it, other people around you who truly trust and believe you start doing the same thing. And so, I have so many stories from just my household where it has worked. But the latest one is, as you can see, you can't see it, but I'm kind of in a little box of a room right now, because right now I'm down in Florida A&M University. My daughter in 2017 wrote to herself, I am going to be a Florida A&M Rattler. And so that was, 5 years before she graduated. I was in 7th grade. Oh. And we were sitting up just last night. She got her student ID that showed her, her being a Rattler. And we got it yesterday. And we were sitting up last night, and she was like, Dad, look at this. Like, I wrote this down in 2017. It's like, man, I manifested that thing. And those were her exact words. So, here we are right here now, and just to see it happening for your kids and for your kids to understand the power that they have inside of them. And she's 18 years old. Can you imagine if she really truly gets this and starts to truly live the life that she's supposed to live? By the time she's my age, man, she will have changed the world. Like, the world will be completely different because of her and because of people like her. Because what also happens is it trickles down to other individuals, right? So it's not just you. Everybody who's on here, however many people is on here, once we start doing it for ourselves yet again, because the desires never stop. The desires of your heart never stop. So you do what we're supposed to do for this leg of the journey, and we accomplish it. Then there's the next leg of the journey. And I think that's one thing that I really, really realized, growing up on the farm, no matter what our crop was and how amazing it was, or how productive or lack thereof, the season prior to it, that season is done. You can't change it whatsoever. You have to go out and plant yet again and harvest and reap and, do all of the work over and over and over again. It's a continuous cycle, and it never, ever, ever stops. So for people to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to retire and I'm going to sit up and I'm going to drink Bud Lights and do this for the rest of my life. No, it's a continuous cycle. We keep giving until we give out. And that's where we really have to understand that, all of us come from a seed, and we're one little seed, but we provide abundance. We feed so many other people. And, just looking at it from the farm standpoint, that really has changed me, just embracing that farmer's mentality. I lost a really good friend of mine last year, and his mom said he was the fisher of men. And she told me I am the farmer of men. And I'm like, wow, that's deep.
That's pretty good. And you are, aren't you? I see that.
Yeah. And she was like, she says, your job is so much harder than his was, because all he had to do was catch them. You have to grow them. And she says that, and I had already named my coaching program the Grow Program. So here we grow.
Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful.
You want to get access to that. It is on the Elevate Network. How would they get access to the Elevate Network if they went to you got a website? Is there a link on there they can get access to your Grow program?
Absolutely. Just go right to the website, ericjkeese.com, and there's a link right on there straight to the Elevate Network. And I'm telling you, man, if you have not looked at the Elevate Network yet, man, you are missing out. I get on that thing every single day without fail since it's been up and running, man. I get on there, and I listen to programs. I've listened to a couple different programs. I've even listened to Carnes, and I don't even know what she's saying, but I listen.
I'm listening in the German.
Yeah, man, I've listened to a couple minutes of it. I'm like, man, this sounds good.
It sounds good. Yeah, but it sounds easy for us because we did it. Yeah. But I think there are so many people out there in the world. They have so much fear, and they think they have to know the how. And that is the point, that's not important. So how you said, Lee, for us, it's important the what and the why. For me, is always a very big part, the why. What emotions do you want to feel if you reach your goal? How do you feel when you have it? How do you feel when you hold it in your hand? How do you feel when you are with the new partner in the new relationship? How do you feel when you have the new job? How do you feel when you have your own business? How do you feel when if you have $1 million or euros on the bank account? Yeah. But I think why so many people don't make this first step is because they listen so much to the people around them. And that's so beautiful what you said, Eric, about your kids. I don't know your kids and I don't know you for such a long time, but I think you supported your kids in this direction. And that's what I do too, because we give them a basic, yeah, a basic understanding of the laws of the universe. I don't want to say the law of attraction because we have so many laws.
Yeah.
But if the children grow up in this environment with people, they motivate them, they stand behind them, they say, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can have anything you want. Yes, you can do it. Yes, make it. Go there and make this and meet these people. This is so important because the most people in our age, so 39 around, they didn't they didn't have this support. Yeah, they didn't grow up like our kids do now. Yeah. And that's I think that's important also to have a mentor, to have somebody by the hand and someone who leads you in the right direction, because we get our kids a new programming from the subconscious mind, and this is also a part we will talk about that. That's a big part of paradigms and the programs and subconscious mind. But that's for me, that's what I experienced with my clients. Many people, they look around and they always see and observe what is right now, and then they have a desire, a burning desire, and they go to the neighbor or they go to some friends and they talk about the desire, and the friends say, oh, how do you want to do this? How do you want to make it? Or how can you think that you're gonna be successful? And that's exactly the point when the people take the desire and put it back in the box. Yeah. And at this point they stop growing.
Yeah, I'm sitting here listening to Karin, and I've already, obviously Eric as well, and I'm thinking that, we got big plans for the Elevate Network, and we're talking about conventions and all kinds of things. And I'm thinking I can see there's already 2 keynote speakers right here. You need to be doing that, right? So I'll hide in the back. I don't necessarily want. I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it. I have done stuff like that, but it's not my burning desire. I'm kind of like, I like creating stuff, but I might have to, I don't know. But anyways, I can see that you guys doing it. And, and Karin, you got some great programs. And so if somebody wanted to go to your website, it's karingatternick.com, but it's Karin, Karin, right? And how do you spell your last name?
Gatternig.
Okay, so it's karingatternick.com. And I'll take them.
Right.
And you've got some fantastic stuff. We're going to be talking about that as we go further on into what we're doing here. But you got some great stuff to do with horses, which I'm really looking forward to learning more about. I'm starting to learn more about it now. I didn't even realize it existed. And the funny thing is, now that I know about it, I'm running into all kinds of people keep telling me, "Oh yeah, I know about that. That's fantastic." I'm like, really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I've been around.
Yeah, many people don't know it, and many people heard from it. Yeah, but it's fascinating. Yeah, we talk about vibration. All what we talk about is the vibration. If you have a burning desire, you have to raise your vibration, and if you are the right match, when you are on the same vibration like your desire, then you are the match, and then it manifests. And that's what's beautiful with the horses. Yeah. they show us how big our energy field is. And yeah, that's for me important, that every person finds the self power again, the power. And I want to let the people know how powerful they are. There's so much power in every single person. And one person who is connected with the source is more powerful than 1 million they are not. And that's my goal. So if I can reach a few people, I can make the world a better place. So
I'm definitely doing that. I think, and Eric's doing that too. And one thing about the vibration you're talking about with the horses, like, you know, I believe that we all have that ability as well. The issue is we're also we can be conditioned to believe and think whatever we want. We have free will, whereas that horse is a horse. It might have a personality, but it can't change itself. It may have, you know, things going on when it was young that make it afraid of certain things. You know, it's about survival. But they also, you know, they may be afraid of something because they're sensing a vibration from somebody. And I really think that's us, like, but we ignore it. Like I've gotten to the point, I'm pretty, like, you know, I get on Zoom calls with people. I might just meet them. And it doesn't take me very long. Like I can really within minutes have a really good idea who I'm talking to. But, you know, it's a positive thing because I wouldn't be talking to them unless they want to see something change, right? But that helps me figure out which way to direct them if I'm going to work with them. And I think that that's the great, beautiful thing about the horses and, you know, anybody. And even, you know, when you were talking about being the farmer there, I was thinking I had the, you know, the beautiful opportunity to meet your daughter the other day there, Eric, Ariana, right?
Yep, that's her.
Yeah, beautiful girl. Actually, I was thinking, wow, she's a really pretty girl, and I have no idea. She must have got it from her mother, right?
Hey, man, I'm a good recruiter.
It's not your, she's not your look. It's not like, you know, Karen's daughter, Teresa, looks exactly like her, I guess. Beauty runs in Austria, but not necessarily in Georgia.
Well, but she has a beautiful mother.
Very, very wonderful girl, because like you can tell, like, you know, just even when she said hello to me, like big smile, like that's a beautiful girl. So well done, sir. Congratulations on it. And that kind of leads me to something that you're working on coming up, which I don't know if you want to share that. Up to you. You want to talk about what you got coming to the
men's program?
Yeah.
So and matter of fact, I was working on it a little bit today. So yeah, just, you know, again, burning desires, man. Sometimes you know, in your silent moments, things will be revealed to you. So the, you know, part of the next leg of the journey is not only helping coach real estate agents, but also men. So I've started a program called Renaissance Men, which is a connected community of men whose clear vision helps release their best version. And so a lot of times what has happened to a lot of guys on the planet, you know, we're losing, number one. But number two, a lot of guys have really lost sight of who we really are, the power that we have, you know, the leadership that we're called for. And as a result of that, we kind of scramble and we lose our way. And me being one of those people at one point in time. And so sometimes we just need somebody to, you know, a hand down to lift us up and pull us out the muck and the mud. And that's really what I want to do. Just, you know, help people to get a clearer vision, just to, you know, reacquaint themselves with themselves, understand that, you know, we all are powerful beings, but it's especially guys, we're called to lead and, you know, and to really be powerful beings and do what we're supposed to do. And so, you know, sometimes we just kind of lose our course and we lose direction. So I'm just doing my best to help people find that direction. Obviously, everybody's journey is not my journey, and I'm not trying to put everybody on my journey. My journey is to help them find their journey, right? So again, you know, we focus in on health, relationships, business, as well as personal development. And I feel like if we get men squared away in those 4 areas, man, we're winning big time. It'll change, it'll change families, it'll change businesses, it'll change all types of relationships. Being from a father, a brother, a husband, all the things that are truly important in the world. And so we just have to really raise the level as dudes. We just have to level up. And so I feel like that's part of my journey to help a few people level up, go to that next level.
How old is your son now?
24.
He's got a great dad, isn't he?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. The biggest compliment I could ever get on the planet was for Father's Day. He was like, man, happy Father's Day. I tell all of my friends all the time that when I have kids, I want to be like my dad. And I'm like, wow, that's
nice.
That was it. That was it, man. That was it. So yeah, he's an awesome young man. Amazing dude, man. He's different. He is, gosh, that dude is so talented. He can't see himself just yet, but for dudes, and I'm gonna mill bash this just a little bit. It takes us a little bit longer to find ourselves and figure ourselves out. But he can't see himself, man. He is truly the epitome of tall, dark, and handsome. Just a man, that dude
must be from the mother's side.
Again, right? Right. See, he's his fashion sense is amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm a super proud dad, man. Super proud dad. Awesome stuff.
You should be. You raised some great kids, and they're very lucky kids.
Appreciate it.
With Cara there, she's got some beautiful kids as well, and they're very lucky to have her. I have a cat that thinks I'm pretty special, but that's about as far as it goes. So. I would have made a great dad. Maybe I still will. Who knows?
Yeah, you never can tell. It's never too late.
You, by the way, you got some few thumbs up when you were talking there.
Appreciate it.
I think people like what you're working on.
Appreciate it.
I think we're kind of out of time here, and we covered quite a bit. It's not, again, like, this is a mastermind. It's the idea to discuss. It's not a book study. However, I do recommend that if you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, you should. And if you haven't read it in the past, it's probably a good idea to do it again. And it's probably not a bad idea to come and join us and have a conversation. And now that we kind of got a little bit of a system where people can say stuff, I think it's going to go a little better. And hopefully we're going to see everybody back here again next week, same Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. And if you happen to be in Austria or near Germany, it's 9 p.m. And I know we get people from the UK. That would be 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah.
Things like that. So again, hopefully see you next week. And next week's topic is faith, which is something very important. We've kind of been already talking about it. Like you have to believe that you're going to attain that burning desire. Because, it's not really a burning desire if you don't believe you're going to have it. It's more of a wish. And I don't know if we've said it on the call, but we've definitely talked about it on a regular basis that we are missing somebody today. I mean, we usually somebody that's usually with us is Walter, and I did just get a message from him. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency. Somebody in Portugal, where his family's from. I don't know the details, but all the best to you, Walter, if you are actually able to hear us. And we did miss you, and I'm sure we'll see him back here next week. But anyways, the faith is you got to have that belief and that desire. And again, great seeing both of you. And any final thoughts that you want to add before we turn off the live without me screwing it up?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, just to reiterate what you said, Lee, again, I encourage everybody to really walk through the book with us as well. I tell people, I've said on here, I get on the Elevate Network every day. And what I do every single day is listen to the chapter that we're going to be talking about next week. So starting tomorrow, I'll start in on chapter 2 on the book, and I'll listen to it every single day. And so I'm listening to it. It's entering into my spirit. And I'm also taking the action steps that are encouraged in the book as well. So, go on the journey with us. Get on the Elevate Network. Again, it's right on the Elevate Network, so you can go right in there. You don't even have to read it all the time. You can actually listen to it because it's an audio book. I strongly encourage you, just get in there, man, and listen to it on a daily basis, because you're getting the repetition that's necessary for it to get into your system and your soul. So
That's
appreciate
the key.
it.
Repetition is a key. It's that constant repetition that causes the change.
That's it. That's it.
Karen, you got any final thoughts before we take off?
Yes, I appreciate it to be here in this mastermind group. That's the first thing. It's beautiful to be here. And I think that's a burning desire. So we talked about it from us all to elevate all the people that want to come with us, and we want to elevate the world to make the world a better place. And yeah, this is my burning desire, and the repetition is so important. Yeah, I can remember your words again, Lee. It's such a big difference between knowing and understanding. And to understand the material and all the informations, you need the right people around you. You need a good environment. You need people, they think like you, they want to grow with you, they support you. And I think we are on a perfect platform here and on Elevate Network. So it's beautiful to be a part of this wonderful group. Yeah, thank you. And I
just want to say that I'm very happy that I know both of you and others that are involved in all this. And this is probably, to me, probably one of the most exciting things that I've ever been involved in. I can see, we're all working together to build something that I don't think actually really exists. I think it's something brand new. It's new. It is new. So, it's still it's got a long way to go, but we all have a burning desire, and we can all see the vision. And I think, again, next week as we're talking about faith, I think we all have faith. I know I certainly do. And, having conversations with at least you two, I'm pretty confident that all three of us are on the exact same page. So I think it's really, really quite kind of exciting. And now, before we go too, I don't know if anybody's listening to us or not, but if you are somebody that has a coaching program or a coach and would like to be featured on the Elevate Network, then reach out to any one of us. Actually, we got Eric, you can check you, or Cara, or myself, and whoever you want to reach out to, just reach out and we'll have a conversation about how you can get involved, that kind of thing. So we're always looking for more and more content, because that's the whole point, is to just keep growing. And so I guess maybe we can leave it at that point, and we'll see everybody back here in a week, next Thursday. I don't know what the date is, but getting close to August already, aren't we?
It is.
And actually, we already mentioned it. This is Karen's birthday week.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Karen.
She turned 39 again. We're now the same age, which is really quite cool. And then Eric's birthday is that, when is that? That would be
Monday, the 25th. Yeah, Monday.
You'll be 39 again, so it's right.
Yeah, I'll celebrate 39
we'll all
for
be
the
39
ninth time.
starting next week. So, anyways, you're actually, both of you are getting some happy birthday wishes here. So,
thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Those who are watching, we'll say goodbye from now, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week, same time, same bat channel or something. You can tell, you're trying to see how old I am, right? Actually, I do. I was very young, but I do remember the old Batman with the, you go into.
I did too.
When you go into, I always loved when you went to where the crooks were, the floor was slanted.
Yeah, always.
It was always slanted. It couldn't be straight. It had to be slanted.
Always.
You always knew where you were. If it was in a bad place, the floor was slanted. Wild stuff, right? So, anyhow, great seeing everybody, and we'll see you again soon. And again, if we seem to be mingling around, it's because I didn't turn the live part off We're gonna get it right. Don't worry.
All